Hello everybody, welcome back to the Wellham's World YouTube channel. Today we are doing a completely non-gaming related video. We are doing a tier list again. I did one previously for the zombies maps. Oh, not the zombies map, sorry, every Call of Duty Zombies experience ranked, and today we're doing it with, if you can tell, chocolate milk / milk brands in the UK. Not really entirely sure why I decided to do this, but if anyone who knows me knows I'm a bit of a connoisseur of chocolate milk. You know, obviously when I'm on the PlayStation, I very often have a chocolate milk. So I thought, who better to judge this than the chocolate milk connoisseur himself. And yeah, so we've got the tiers are incredible, good, mid, meh, and then not for me. I'm not going to do it in a similar way to the Call of Duty one I did, where there's just one at the top and one at the bottom. There are, I think this is a bit more balanced in terms of. There are a few that I would say are incredible, but there's not one that's a complete outlier. As sort of the best one for me. So we'll still do it the similar way, as in we'll build our way up to the top. We'll start with not for me, and we'll sort of build our way up, and we'll sort of rank them in order. So we have like a definitive sort of ranking. And I'll just go through from left to right and just go through the different sort of brands, I suppose is the best way to sort of describe them. So this one is Shaken Udder. We have Chocomel, we have Crusher, we have Delamere, Fridge, Moo Milk, Nesquik Powder, Nesquik Magic Straws, the Weetabix On The Go, and there is Yazoo as well. These are all ones that are just available in the UK. There might be some available obviously elsewhere, which I don't know. But these are the ones I know for, obviously, the UK. There are some that aren't here. For example, you know, Asda, Tesco, they have their their own brand. I decided not to put those in here. I decided to just go sort of with like branded ones, and we'll just sort of go from there. But without further ado, we will get straight into it. And straight away on the Not For Me tab is going to be this one, Delamere. It's, oh, what's going on there? That went a bit strange, didn't it? But Delamere is in Not For Me. So essentially this is the kind of, when you're, it's quite cheap, which is probably what it has going for it. It's in a glass bottle, which I personally don't like that. I don't know why. It's almost like they're trying to be something they're not. Like, come on now, your milk, you're just like chocolate milk. What are you trying to do in glass bottles, being all posh and all? That one there as well is a fucking like a coffee flavoured one, which the fact that they even make that is disgusting. So the three that you've got that I actually would rate are chocolate, strawberry, and banana. I actually do think the banana one is the best one out of the three. Chocolate is fine, but the issue I have with it is it sort of powders up at the bottom, and you have to shake it like very vigorously, or else it just tastes a bit like weak, and it's not really that great in terms of the actual. It just tastes a bit like slightly flavoured milk. It's not really that strong. So I would argue that it is not great for that reason. It's quite cheap, which is what it has going for it. But Delamere is like, it's like a brand where they have like chicken that they sell, and they sell milk, cheese, chicken, things like that, farm products. So I suppose in a way, it's not sort of their focus necessarily is the milk side to it. So maybe that's why it's not that great. But certainly it's fine if you like. If it's all they sell at a shop or something, you know, but I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to get Delamere milk. And that's, I think, looking at this list, it's the only one that's in not for me. The next one we have is Crusher. Now, I don't know if anyone remembers the fucking Crusher advert back in the day when you were growing up, but it was like cats dancing and shit, and there's a song. Crusher is one where you pour it in. It's like almost like cordial, but with milk. And I think the reason why it's in meh is for that reason. It's difficult to, like, you know, some people like their squash strong, some people like it weak. And with this stuff, you can never fucking tell. If you follow the instructions and put, like, you know, 2 parts of Crusher with however much milk, it's fucking weak as shit. The chocolate one actually tastes quite nice. I'm not huge on the strawberry one. It's a bit too sweet, like a bit too like gross, like grossly sweet. But the chocolate one's okay. But again, it's just about when you mix it, it sort of settles and then separates a little bit, and that's kind of shit. And that's why the next thing that comes in is Nesquik powder. I think it goes a bit above that because you can make it a bit stronger, or because it is a bit stronger in terms of the flavour. But I would argue that this is better than this because you can. I think the powder sort of soaks up. It sort of mixes in better than the sort of cordial stuff. But the issue you do get sometimes is obviously, like I said, when you stop stirring and you leave it for like a minute, you kind of settles at the bottom, and then you've got sort of the separate bit again, and it's hard to sort of necessarily stir up all of the powder. Sometimes you get like a bit like of, you know, when you've had a hot chocolate and you get the bits at the bottom. It's similar to that in a way. So that's why I don't think it deserves to go any higher than that. And then we move straight up through to mid, and mid I think is going to be the Weetabix ones. If it was just the protein ones, they'd probably go a little bit lower because of the texture of it. It's a bit like thick and lumpy. It's a bit weird. But just the regular ones, I think, do go in mid. They're just fairly bog standard. The vanilla one is actually my favourite one out of a lot of them. But they all taste fine. There's not really much to say about it. And then I think next is Choco Mel. I'm not huge on caramel in general in terms of a flavour, but I do quite like this. It's not like overpoweringly caramel, but yeah, again, there's not a lot to say about these mid ones too much. They're just kind of there, and yeah, it is just mid. And I think the last one that goes into mid is the Nesquik straws. Now, the reason I think realistically they probably shouldn't be this high, again, there is you pour yourself a glass of milk, you put a straw in, and it's got like chocolate flavoured like bowls, like beads type things in like the straw, and as the milk goes through it, it rubs the flavour off, that kind of thing. The reason it's as high as it is probably more like nostalgia, is like coming home and having one for after school and things like that. But realistically, before you've even finished your glass of milk, you've either got milk left and no chocolate flavoured Nesquik stuff, or the opposite, and you've got chocolate flavoured Nesquik stuff and it hasn't been soaked up by the milk. So what I would used to do is put the straw in and kind of like crush the straw a bit to let some of the flavour out and stuff like that. And I think the reason why it's higher than sort of the powder is obviously just because of the nostalgia of it, rather than more than anything. And then we move up into Good. Now, Good has, I mean, the 4 left, they're all, like I said, they're all at least good. I would argue there are certainly 2 here that I think it's going to be quite the shock. If you don't know, if you're not like a connoisseur of UK chocolate milk, then this could be quite the shocker. But what we've got here is Fridge. I think the 3 that are left are actually superior. I think Fridge is good. I think the chocolate fudge brownie and the cookie dough ones are the best ones. The chocolate one itself, the strawberry one, the banana one, they're all like kind of okay. And I think that's what kind of stops it from being incredible. what they should do is sell them in bigger fucking bottles. If they had a litre of fridge, then maybe I'd put it higher, but they're all in these, like, I've not seen bigger bottles of fridge. They're all in these smaller ones. And the next one, and I've been, this is, even now, as I'm looking at this tier list, I'm thinking it should go in incredible. I'm going to put it in incredible, but it's going to be at the bottom of incredible. It's Yazoo. Okay, I was going to put it in good, just ahead of fridge, but I think it deserves incredible. I used to have a cinema card back in the day with my friends, and we'd always go to the shop at the corner of my road and then walk to the cinema, and without fail I'd always buy a litre of chocolate Yazoo, and I'd have it in the cinema, because the chocolate Yazoo is the best. The chocolate Yazoo is the second best, should I say, on this list in terms of pure just chocolate milk. They do a caramel one, which is pretty nice. It's better than the chocomel. They do a hazelnut one, which is really nice. They do a mint one, which is really good. They did a chocolate orange one for a short period of time, which is nice. The banana and strawberry, I'd say my favourite strawberry milk is the Yazoo milk. And the vanilla one is, in terms of vanilla milks, is top tier. So I'm going to put Yazoo at the bottom of incredible. I think it deserves it, and I think that's where it should be. And I think the next one, second place, goes to Moo Milk. These flavours on here are not the peak of Moo Milk. The strawberry and the banana are actually the best two on here. The chocolate one's probably the weakest, but they do a chocolate like fudge brownie one, and it's just fucking ridiculously good. It's probably the best overall. The chocolate fudge brownie Moo Milk is the best chocolate milk out there. I just think that one on its own is just the best one. So I think it has to get incredible based on that on its own. And I think the strawberry one is up there, the banana one is up there, and I think the chocolate one is actually, it's still nice, but I think it's probably the most sort of lower tiered one out of the lot of them. And I think that's why it's not getting number one, because number one is going to be Shaken Udder. So here the strawberry and clotted cream one is crazy good. I've not had the banana or the caramel, but the Choco Lush one is the best pure chocolate milk. If anyone's a bit of a chocolate milk connoisseur that's watching this, and they've not tried Shaken Udder, they sell it in Morrison's, they sell it in Tesco's, fucking have it. It's so good. It's just so smooth, and the flavour is fucking unbelievable. But it's like the best quality as well, out of any, and I think that's what takes it above Moo Milk and above Yazoo. Shaken Udder is like the milk is the best milk as well as the best flavour. And I think that's going to be that's. I don't think I can argue. I don't think anyone can argue with that, because if you've not tried it, you don't know, and if you have tried it, you know. All right, that's just as simple as that. That's the answer. If you're arguing with the fact that shouldn't be number one, it's because you've not had it. And that's what I'll say. I think out of like the big brands, Yazoo is the one to go for. I think it's better than Fridge. I think Fridge is slightly overrated, because everyone knows Fridge and everyone has Fridge, but everyone likes the cookie dough one and everyone likes the fudge brownie one. No one ever talks about the other ones. That's what drags it up. Every one of these flavours on Shaken Udder is fucking unbelievable. It's so good. And they do protein ones as well, which are really nice. And they do bigger bottles. They do like litre bottles, and they do like regular, like smaller bottles. And for a little while, I don't know if they still do it, but I remember them doing like a blueberry one, which was actually quite nice as well. So, you know, I've got to give it to Shaken Udder. And that's the tier list. Obviously, I haven't spoken about it for as long as I spoke about the zombies one. I don't think it takes much explanation really. But the bottom to worst to best essentially is Delamere, then Crusher, then Nesquik Powder, Weetabix Milk, Chocomel, Nesquik Straws, then Fridge, Yazoo, Moo Milk, and then shaken udder. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with anything, because I'm a fucking connoisseur of chocolate milk. Right, I will not have. I think this is the definitive list. If I've missed any off, and like I said, I've missed Tesco home brand and Asda home brand, but I can tell you for certain they're just mid. They're just fine. It's the cheap option, isn't it? But they're fine. They're just not the best. And I don't think milkshakes qualify. So, for example, McDonald's milkshakes and things like that, they don't qualify for this because this is just like the milk. Do you know what I mean? So, I think in terms of just chocolate milk, I don't think I've missed any major brands off. But if I have, let me know, and let me know what your tier list would be, and let me know what your number one would be, because I dare anyone to question the fact that shaken udder is the best one, and that's as simple as that. But there you go. I know I said I wanted to do some non-gaming videos, and this is the first one that's come to mind, is a tier list on fucking chocolate milk. I'll have another tier. What I might do actually, because my first Call of Duty tier list, the zombies one, went quite well. It's done really well and got quite a good response. And I did. So what I might do is on Saturdays, it might just be a day where I just put up a random fucking tier list every week. So this week's is this bad boy. Next week's I'll do a different one, but I have a few in mind of stuff I want to do. Some are gaming related, some are not. Some are food and drink. Some are like, it's completely random. I might just go onto this website. I mean, I made this tier list, and I made next week's tier list, and I made last week's tier list. But what I might do is go just find like a random tier list and just do it, and that might just be my Saturday videos, because I quite like to have a weekend upload. It's quite good, and I quite like doing these. I think they're quite fun, and I like the discussions in the comments. But yeah, if you did enjoy, please leave a like. Like I said, let me know what your opinions are. I think the only one that might catch some slack is maybe Fridge potentially being above Yazoo. I think some people would argue. Again, I've given my reasons, and I think maybe some people might say Nesquik powder should probably be a little bit higher, but it's just not for me. And that's the beauty of opinions, I suppose, really, isn't it? But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and yeah, goodbye.